What up, John? Indoor Hydroponics, Outdoor Organics. Welcome back. We're in the third week of May 2023. We've bought several weeks with our 2 gallon grow bags. Tomatoes, they are looking wonderful and getting ready for transplant. We're into the mid 70s at this point in Michigan for highs, but more importantly, the lows are well above 40. That is good for transplanting tomatoes. In fact, the week following this, it was mid to upper 80s for the entire week. So the tomatoes really took off. Tropical plant. I've got a row of bell peppers in. I've got an empty row waiting for the lettuce to finish up, which it did, and it was amazing. Same with the spinach. More. I'll put together a video on that later. I've already prepped these beds, link below. However, I am going to top them off with just a little bit of compost, get it kind of good and mixed in, and we're going to start setting these 2 gallon grow bags into holes. Now, I'm a big believer for tomatoes, especially, that they feed from the top and drink from the bottom. What do I mean by that? They set out long tap roots to go deep into the ground in search of water, which is great. And these 2 gallon grow bags gets us in a better position than you would like a 3 inch round pot that you're going to plant deep. These things will be a good 12 to 18 inches underground to start. That means they can send them tap roots out quicker, get deep, and then when it starts to send out those side roots, they'll have plenty of a lasagna layer of amendments and ingredients to feed from. And that's kind of the method here, is to set up lasagna layers of nutrients and soils and things of that nature, so it's always got something to feed on. We're going to go with insect frass. We're going to go with green sand because green sand is great for moisture retention, holds up to a third of its weight in water, which is great for microbes because if your soil dries out, so do your microbes. So you always want to kind of keep a constant moisture content near the plant, and that's why I'm going with green sand. Insect frass has a ton of chitin in it. Chitin turns it or converts into chitinase, and your plants take that up, and it's a great natural defense mechanism against insects and diseases. So it's really good. Plus, it's fungal dominant. So you're going to have bacteria in the ground. You're going to have fungal dominated species in the ground, and that is great for tearing up and munching up your nutrients. So we're digging a deep hole. We are also going to put some mycorrhiza in there, obviously. So, and we're going to put in most of these holes, we're going to put in some additional azomite, that minerals and such, because I want those things to also break down and the plant have to at least have the chance to take that stuff up this year. But adding, minerals year over year over year only helps your plants as they break down. Again, those minerals are what make your fruiting vegetables like really flavorful. It's bar none the best single thing that you can provide your plants in terms of flavor. Okay, so here I am. We're dropping in some azomite around the hole. Got a good base layer of, you know, some nutrients and things of that nature. And then obviously we're gonna backfill these bad dogs. Okay. Make sure the soil around the root base is good and compact. That's really important. I'm also going to throw some lobster compost in and around the plant as well. And we're going to repeat that process. I mean, this takes a minute, guys. It's a little longer than your standard planting of just your nursery, like little 6 packs and or 3 inch rounds or what have you. But I did it all on a Saturday, and I think I got like 18 plants in. So it was a long day. Got them all in. Um, and it turned out really well. Here's what I want to show. Look at those roots, how massive they are, how white they are, how pristine they are. We are so much further ahead by doing this. And yes, it requires work. However, these plants will be at the top of the cages by July 4th, I would guess, because I'm shooting this right now, or voiceovering this right now, mid-June, and they're 3/4 of the way. So by July 4th, these things are going to be bumping. I also am going to put a little bit of nutrients and minerals on top of the ground. Not necessary, but I have a bunch extra, so I might as well. So we're going to put even more minerals in. Going to put some insect frass down. I'm going to add some more of that granular humic acid, because that stuff is also great for microbes. It provides a good carbon-based home, and the microbes like to munch on that stuff. Of course, kelp meal. Kelp meal is a standard amendment that I use. It's got plant hormones, minerals, a little bit of nutrient. This one I'm adding this here again for insect control, and it's a good source of nitrogen. Neem seed meal. Plus, from what I hear, it's fungally. Let's put it this way: the fungal creatures in the ground seem to like to munch on that stuff. So lots of different amendments for bug control. Not that I ever have a bug problem, but I'm just kind of experimenting this year with the different, I don't know, amendments that they say help ward off insects. I'm going to give it a good watering with every transplant that I do. I always hit it with some fish hydrolysate. The plants absolutely love it. And you can add fish hydrolysate to your transplants all the way up until, I would say flower production. Then you might want to kind of slow that stuff down, because now the plant's then focusing its energy on fruit production and not necessarily plant growth. But up until that point, man, I see unbelievable results with fish hydrolysate. I'm also going to try agmino, which is a soy-based amino acid, similar to the fish hydrolysate, only plant-based. I'm going to give that a shot on a few plants this year, see how that works out. Nonetheless, we're all planted out. Next up, top dressing, mulching, caging, watering, all that good stuff. So please come back as we continue our tomato journey here in 2023. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.